That's right. Welcome and welcome back, folks, to a 5 things we learned about the Notre Dame team from the first game of the Freeman era against Ohio State, edition of the Always Irish Show. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Give the video a thumbs up. Helps in the algorithm. Notifications on. You'll be alerted every time a new episode drops. You don't want to miss nothing. Twitter, search bar Always Irish or at Always Irish Inc. Emails alwaysirishindy@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want me. You can find me. Call in line 312-900-8815. Call in line. It was popping this morning. Post-game show. A lot of thoughts. Good, bad, and in the middle. And a couple of calls for some frisky Ohio State people. Wow. Anyways, the first game is in the books. Lots to like, lots to improve on from the Notre Dame angle, if you're a Notre Dame fan. I want to get into 5 items, 5 things that I think we have learned as we move forward, okay? Here's number 1. Notre Dame was well prepared. The moment was not too big for them. That is number 1. And I totally understand that that's a low bar. I do. I get that. That just showing up ready to play and not getting embarrassed out of the gate is the bar. But I'm sorry, Brian Kelly never figured this part out. So this hurdle needed to be dealt with and cleared before Notre Dame has visions of grandeur of accomplishing anything else in the near future in the next upcoming years. So I understand completely just showing up ready to play and matching the physicality and emotion of the other team is a low bar. But it's the one that was given to us by Brian Kelly that had to be cleared. So that's number 1. The moment wasn't too big, and it appears that Freeman did a pretty good job putting together his first camp. They were not overwhelmed out of the gate facing the number 2 team. That's a big deal. That's number 1. That's a good indicator, a really good indicator of things moving forward. Number 2, I know nobody likes the blown coverage on the first touchdown we allowed, and then the very aggressive and not exactly perfectly timed blitz on 3rd and long. I get that. I also would have liked to see more pressure and some turnovers. That all being said, giving up 21 points against this offense is really good. Ohio State's going to score double that at least most weeks. So really, really, really good start by the defense. I actually left the game expecting more from the defensive front, but I actually left the game feeling better about the defensive backfield in the secondary. So I don't know what to make of that yet, but I do feel better about that secondary than I did going into the game. And I would like to think against lesser competition, the defensive line would get more production. But overall, yeah, you could nitpick things all you want. Still only gave up 21. That's a winning effort. Really good start for Al Golden overall. We're going to nitpick stuff, but overall, really good start. Number 3, the moment was not too big for Tyler Buchner. Just like we talked about big picture of the team being ready to go into this environment and not having that deer in the headlights Brian Kelly look, that, oh, by the way, he still has. He's just wearing purple, but he still has that look. It's just a different shirt on, which I love. But the moment was not too big for Tyler Buchner. The offense struggled, no doubt. But that doesn't mean the moment was too big for him. That's not the case. And if Tyler Buchner isn't going to get rattled in the horseshoe first start against this team, he ain't going to get rattled at all. So that is something very, very comforting for me. No doubt the offense has a lot of work to do. but we're not going to be held back by a deer in the headlights quarterback that is frozen in fear of the moment. That's not going to happen. That's good. That is a great sign. Now you know you can work with Buckner and develop this offense around him. Number 4, the offensive line has issues. I didn't want to learn that, but I had to learn that. They do. They have issues. Patterson being healthy will help a lot, but 76 yards is unacceptable in a big game. I don't care if you're playing the 85 Bears. 76 yards, you're not going to win a big game that way. 2.6 yards a rush. You're just not going to win it. Buckner was getting pressured on almost 40% of dropbacks. Unacceptable. So I expected more as a starting point than what we saw. I'm open to the idea of giving Ohio State more credit for how good they were defensively. I'm open to that. But still, 76 yards is unacceptable. 40% pressure on the quarterback on dropbacks. That's bad. It's bad. And I didn't expect it to be perfect week 1, but I expected it to look a lot better than this. I did. So hate to see that. That's an issue. Got to see it get fixed right away. Number 5. The entire offense it's a work in progress way more than I even thought it was. It's a mega work in progress. Like what you saw them do with the wide receiver situation Saturday night showed me they have no faith in the wide receiver situation. They don't even trust to put guys out there and try to throw them the ball. There's only 3 receivers that got targets. You can't have it. You can't have it. No wide receiver had more than 1 reception. That's not big time football. So I knew this offense was going to be a work in progress all year. We all did. I just didn't think it'd be starting from this low of a level as a starting point. Even with the issues we all acknowledge and accept, I needed more than what I got. And the scary part is adjustments. Football games are won by adjusting off of adjustments. We do not do a good job of that offensively. In the last 2 ball games, from one half to the next, we adjusted going from bad to getting worse. That's a big red flag, and I need it worked on. So those are my 5 big picture takeaways. Moment wasn't too big for Notre Dame. Maybe we're over that Brian Kelly ghost. 2, you could nitpick things. The defense was really good, and they're going to look even better as the year goes along. Very encouraging. Number 3, the moment was never too big for Tyler Buckner. That is the first box check success with him. All right? The moment wasn't too big. That tells me you could work with the guy. Number 4, offensive line. Biggest disappointment of the night by far. I expected it to be way better than it was night 1, and I'm upset over it. I needed it to be better because you can't afford it not to be with the other issues in the offense. So that was my biggest disappointment of the night. And number 5, the offense overall is a major work in progress, and it started from a lot worse, lower spot than I thought it would Saturday night. But overall, I could see the new vision that Marcus is going for, and you could see it starting to take shape. It's just going to take us a while to get there, but you can see it, and I really like it. I really do. So let's improve on everything, move it into week 2.